Hello and welcome to GVF's video blog series. I'm Shayne Trimbell. I'm the Manager of Projects and Development for GVF. And I'm going to give you a brief update on our recent land use seminar and our upcoming transportation conference. On October 8th, we hosted a land use seminar with a focus on implementing smart growth projects in the greater Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania in general. We had a panel of speakers in the morning that included George Fazek, who is a longtime planning professional in the region, former director of Chester County Planning and a current professor at Westchester University, speak about the municipalities planning code, which is the overarching legislation in Pennsylvania that allows municipalities to plan. He spoke about the elements of the code that allow to implement smart growth projects, such as the traditional neighborhood development or the planned residential development. We also had Tom Committa, who is the president of Thomas Committa Associates, a planning agency out of Westchester Borough, Westchester, Pennsylvania, and he talked about smart growth zoning and how to implement smart growth through using references or examples done elsewhere in the country, and use those as a model for implementing smart growth at the local level. And then kind of along the lines of smart growth zoning, Ray Ott and Kim Venzi spoke about form-based zoning and their experiences in Phoenixville. Ray Ott is a planner, a private planner that is the planner for Phoenixville Borough, and Kim Venzi is the solicitor for the borough. They talk about the process that they've gone through in developing form-based zoning ordinances for the borough of Phoenixville. And although it hasn't been implemented yet, they are in the process of adopting those zoning ordinances. And we had a presentation by Brian Cohen, who's a project manager for the Liberty Property Trust's Philadelphia Navy Yard redevelopment. And the Philadelphia Navy Yard is a large-scale redevelopment, brownfield redevelopment project in South Philadelphia at the Naval Yard, and they've included new buildings that are all LEED certified, which is an environmental standard for new construction and renovations. They've constructed a new boulevard, they're constructed a plaza, some open space, and they're still in the process of developing the project, but it has certainly been a success to date and is continuing to be successful for Liberty Property. And then closing out the seminar, we had a keynote discussion led by Jeff Anderson, who's the president and CEO of Smart Growth America, which is a national organization based in Washington, D.C. And they focus on education and implementation of smart growth at the national level. So Jeff came in and gave a very good presentation on what other regions are doing to implement smart growth and how it's working for them. And it was an excellent event. It was the attendance was what we were hoping to have. It was a small event with about 30 or so people there, and we're hoping to make this an annual event. So look forward to 2011, our next land use seminar. Kind of changing gears, but talking about other events we have coming up. Our transportation conference, which is our annual conference, will be held Monday, November 8th at the Crown Plaza in King of Prussia, and it will be a bunch of different topics. We're going to start with a panel called Moving People, Not Cars, and the focus will be on mobility opportunities that our nation is facing and can take to get people out of their single occupancy vehicle and encourage them to walk or bike to their destination, take transit, and how that kind of policy will shake out over the next couple of years. Then we're going to have a state and federal legislative update, looking at policies that we're adopting in Pennsylvania and legislation we're adopting in Pennsylvania, as well as at the federal level to provide funding and reform for our transportation infrastructure. And then rounding it out will be a panel discussion on private sector investment in transportation infrastructure. And, as we know that the transportation funding has been a significant problem recently, and there is a willingness from the private sector to bring capital into the industry to fix our roadways and invest in our transit systems, and it just takes some changing in current policy and thinking on how that'll happen. But the panel will talk more about the experience of the private sector and providing transportation solutions for the future. So we look forward to seeing you at our conference, and that again is November 8th at the Crown Plaza in King of Prussia.